Hello everybody, welcome back. So we're just going to have a quick look at XLM. One of the bigger cap coins that I'm most bullish on, to be honest with you, based on obviously the fundamental reasons are pretty good. I hear about the CBDCs that are getting built at the moment. They're all going to need some form of communication with each other. It would appear that there's only a few options out there, and I feel like the front runner probably is XLM. But that aside, let's just focus on the chart, which is basically what I do. Try not to think about fundamentals, because every cryptocurrency could sell you a dream, couldn't they? But really, we look at the charts to work out what's really going on. So first of all, we're going to start on the weekly. The weekly's got a really good setup here, really good actually. Got ourselves a conversion baseline cross here, stair steps up, nice and neat, and we're coming down to test, but we're still getting divergences across the board, which is a really decent sign of continuation on a weekly time frame. So I'm not going to say that this is going to be the next big thing next week. Nothing looks like it's going to be big at the moment, as Bitcoin falls from grace and finds its new bottom wherever that may be. We don't really know where it will be. We'll find it out sooner or later. Everything's going to have a bottom. It can't go to zero. Or can it? I'm only joking. So when we're going back to XLM, what we see here is we are breaking down out of the formation currently. So big move back up there, and a breakdown here, and a conversion baseline cross to the negative. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal really. And just like most altcoins, we're still holding above the 50 exponential moving average, just as Bitcoin is actually. And actually, if we look at it, that's, I would say, where my expectation for Bitcoin is on its first pass, between the 50 exponential and the 50 simple moving average, between $41,000 and $42,000, and then probably perform a bounce from there. I'd also expect that from XLM, which is about 37 cents, between 37 and 36.5. So not too far to go. I'm not saying that this is the bottom, by the way. I'm just saying this just in the very short term. This is where we're looking for it to go. Considering we've had this now, I'm not looking for any kind of uptrend to get stepped into, particularly until we have a positive cross. But the posturing of this chart is still pretty good. I have to say, it's still pretty good. But you know, things can change. And it's going to be an interesting week ahead of us. We don't really know where it's going to go. A lot of it's based, for me, upon the valuation of the dollar, and that's pretty much it, really, I'd say, because most assets, whether they're commodities or major indexes, they're all feeling the same kind of downwards pressure because the dollar is increasing in its value. So fair play to those Americans who are getting, I suppose, ever so slightly richer by default. But you know, with the money printing, which appears to be ready to be set in motion, it's going to be like confetti coming from the Federal Reserve. I think the dollar is likely to continue with its plummet, unfortunately. But until that happens, this is what the situation is right now. Dollar increasing, assets declining. That's generally what happens. So, what is it? What am I talking about? Why am I so bullish on this one? Other than the fact that central bank digital currencies are probably going to get built on either this XRP or maybe even HBAR or maybe something else, it would appear that for me this is the front runner of the lot. So I'm looking to try and find areas to hedge into this one as much as possible for a long-term position based on its fundamentals. And also we've got a decent chart that we can use on this daily and on the weekly to find entry points. So the first entry point would be on the weekly, I would say, anywhere just above the 10 exponential, which we've already hit that 34 cent. If that gets revisited again, for me that's a definite place to buy. Worst case scenario, we could come all the way down to here, about 22 cent. It would take a hell of a lot of downwards pressure to get there, but if it were to do that, I would definitely be buying in on that one as well. At the moment, all crypto is definitely considered to be in a downtrend now, but trying to catch that downtrend and short it, or stick down tokens on stuff like this, all this crazy business, I think it's probably going to turn around faster than it's gone down, and that's my fear. That trying to join, other than for a few little scalps here and there, buying, shorting, going long, I don't think this downtrend is likely to continue for a great deal of time. However, if we break down with Bitcoin for down below this zone here, which is around 37.5 to 36.5, then yeah, a downtrend would in that respect probably cause continuation. I don't mean straight away, but then we would really be looking at some of these areas that have been taken out. At the moment, we've only just first got a negative cross take place on this center of this Bollinger Band, and we've seen that before. We saw a negative cross slope take place down here. We also had a much more bearish setup with a conversion baseline cross ending this continuation of this trend. We don't have that yet. We've still got about another week to go before something like that is likely to happen, and a lot can happen in a week. So that's Bitcoin out of the way again, and XLM basically is going to follow Bitcoin. When Bitcoin finds its bottom, I'm going to go in relatively hard on XLM for the long term. This is the big long term position. It's a hodl, I would say, and there's only a few tokens that I do that with. I generally trade the majority of my tokens, buying and selling, bot trading and stuff like that. But for this one, I think this one is going to be a long-term hodl, and I would like to get the best bang for my buck. And it's going to be based upon Bitcoin's situation, because when Bitcoin bottoms, XLM is likely to bottom at the same time. Because as far as alts are concerned, it's very strong. It's very, very strong. I mean, it has moved a great deal since it launched from up here, went all the way up here. That's a 700% move. So you need some form of pullback, which we are definitely getting at the moment. Yeah. So if worst case scenario, we revisit the areas of 34 cent, 43% move. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. So at the end of the day, I'm not saying buy anything right now. I'm saying hold off. If anything, hold off until there's either an established downtrend, or if you're confident enough, just buying and going crazy and catching knives, which is essentially what we'll be looking to do at this moment in time. Bitcoin hasn't broken its formation properly into a downtrend. It's basically gone bearish, but it's not broken into a downtrend, and that's the important thing to remember. Until it breaks into a downtrend, that's when we start going playing the short game and doing all of that. For the moment, it's not broken into a downtrend. It has broken its bullish formation, but the uptrend is still technically in play, because of this, and because of this. So I'm not overly bearish on any of these, and I'm actually mainly looking to sweep up some of these altcoins as they fall faster, much faster and deeper than Bitcoin. Anyway, it was a very informative video, I have to say. You can join me on my Telegram chat. I make you aware now, though, that there is someone out there that's basically copied my picture, copied my name, he's copied everything, and he's pretending to be me. So if anyone pretends to be me, comes to speak to you and on Telegram and asks you for anything, it should be a warning signal, and please report that person to me, and we can start scamming that scammer, because it's like I say, I don't ask anybody for anything. I've got a Patreon you can join, and obviously that's through an official place. You can do that through this channel. All the links that you would ever need would be on this channel description of this video and all my videos, and they're the only ones that are out there, so never listen to anybody who pretends to be me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.